Sims 4 is getting a hotfix coming Thursday, and the pregnancy bug has been acknowledged. Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my Sims 4 news video. So the SimsDirect tweeted and shared on various social media, including their Discord, "We are actively investigating issues related to sim pregnancy, including missing pregnancy tests, baby bumps, and interactions." And they're tracking them there on the forum, and they link to it. We'll take a quick look at it. Any information or saves can aid in our investigation, so please provide via the forum. So they are looking for information, but they followed up to say, as the team works toward resolutions for pregnant Sims, we've identified solutions to drag and drop for cleaning and the disappearing hobby board. These two issues, alongside a few others, will be resolved on July 10th with the release of Enchanted by Nature. So that was what they acknowledged. I don't know what the extra bugs they're going to fix are. Hopefully, we'll take a look at some of the bugs that are there, and hopefully some of those are what will be addressed. Here is the bug report for the no pregnancy test to take. It doesn't really say very much. It does have 846 upvotes at the time that I got this. And essentially, I personally didn't have this issue when I tested it, other than when my sim tried for a baby. I had the note that Sims that are pregnant can't age up, and there was no option to take a pregnancy test on the toilet initially, but after some time had passed, the option did appear, and at that point I had my sim take the pregnancy test and they had all the moodlets, but I haven't played that save since. I do know some people are having no problems having their sims have babies, but others are. Some are they're getting pregnant and then the pregnancy is disappearing. And it's also causing issues with some mods that rely on pregnancy, including Bandicam's childbirth mod. But speaking of mods, Lumpanow has a mod fix. If you've already got it, make sure you have the most recent version, because she has updated it a few times. So you can see this note here. So this is something you can get if you use mods and you're having this problem in your game. But also, if you're having this problem in this game, especially if you don't use mods, definitely go ahead over and share your saves with EA so they can hopefully figure out the solution for it and release a fix for that too. So here's just a quick look at some of the bugs that I have noticed over on the forums. This is a high level. When you look at the forums, they, have a summary. So you can see here, what stage that they're at. So the drag no longer working for several objects. It's showing that it's under investigation, and that's what they're saying they have a fix. But I don't know if they have a fix for the full, because this is, I think, not just the dragging to trash and sink. If you look through it, there are also other issues, like with dragging to the elements boards and some other things. So I don't know if the full thing is being fixed, or just like the dragging for cleaning, which is what they referred to, or if maybe the others are like, the other elements of this. But also the hobby whiteboard vanishes if you had it placed in the game and then you can't place another one. You get script call failed, and this is businesses and hobbies, and you can see it's under investigation. But technically, if we had a laundry list, it probably would be saying on the laundry list, because this is like their quick replacement, but it's not a laundry list. You can see the numbers there, and there's that no pregnancy test that we looked at the actual bug report for. And then I went further down. Some of these I had mentioned in my previous video, including those three that I just said. I had mentioned them previously. There is an issue where adults, teen, children at work, school on reload. They're essentially skipping work and school. So that's reload, which is like if you save while they're at school or work, or if you say go into create a sim, that's actually separate. If we scroll down, the part where if you travel, they come home from work, that's been put into two separate reports. That gnome glitch dancing, jumping around, I kind of wonder if that particular, the gnome glitch, might be one of the others that's being fixed, but that's just me guessing at that. And then you see the two there that show that they need information. They're kind of the opposite. One, where Sims are suddenly jumping in their career. They're going, like the example there, from level 2 to 7 in a single shift. as opposed to Sims aren't getting promotions and they're getting raises instead. So there's two separate that seem to be opposite bugs that are happening at the same time. And then the bug that we had previously, the school tasks are not appearing for all teens. Essentially, you're only getting it for one of the teens. That is back. That was with the change where they changed the UI for the tasks to be back to how it used to be following the career tasks, and the bug that they had is back with it. And so here's another few that are here. Random milestone moodlets, which I had mentioned that particular one in my previous video. There is a bug fix mod for that. And then there's the second part, Sims leave job school after Sim travels. So that used to be kind of one, and now it's been split into two. I don't know whether that's something that's going to be fixed. We don't know what the other is going to be in the fix. The fix should be coming in a game update that should be like at 10 a.m. Pacific, unless they're doing it a little earlier, because that's the same time that the pack releases at. So I don't know if they'll both be releasing at the same time, perhaps just based on the wording. Now, another thing I did not mention in my video, and it's not actually a new bug or two new bugs. They're actually existing bugs, but they seem to be more prevalent since the July 1st update. And this is where Sims are turning completely black after customization. The customization is with the tattoos, from what I can gather. If you're using custom made tattoos, it's not custom content. This is just, when you're making the tattoos with the businesses and hobbies pack. So that is that. And the workaround is to remove those tattoos. And so someone has commented here saying, simply remove all tattoos at once by clicking on the X on the tattoo icon in Create a Sim. So that will get your Sims back until they fix the issue. There is a similar issue. Again, this is not a new issue. You can see that this is dated May, but actually there was an archive thread over on the old EA answer headquarters. So it's not new either, but it seems again to be more prevalent since the July 1st update. And this is where pets and horses are black, and it also has to do with using custom paint for them. So one person commented that when they went in and switched to paint mode and manually painting part of the pet's coat made them visible again. So it seems like pets who had that before, you have to essentially refresh that and then they'll be fine. Or at least that was the workaround that worked for this person. No mods needed for that. That's just the workaround. Another report that I had not noticed, but there is an issue where ceilings are disappearing in build mode, and this is new since the update. And I did have a couple of people comment on my previous video about that. So you can see the example here. There's a bug report and you can't see it. So the workaround they had done was, essentially remove, because it's technically there, and then add it, and then it shows. I think I've had that happen from time to time, but I'm guessing that it's just more prevalent now as opposed to, like I said, I have had this on occasion, that sort of thing, and that's what I do. I just build, remove, and then build it again. But I'm guessing it's more common because it does already have 46 upvotes, which, is fair number for a recent report. Nothing compared to those other really big bugs, but still not small. And of course, there were these bugs that aren't new for console with respect to like the game preferences resetting and the fact that it's crashing. And you can see the upvote numbers there. And the crashing issue EA had already acknowledged in a previous tweet and also over on their Discord. So that one, they're still needing information. So they need that information probably to be able to fix that issue. But they're definitely, obviously investigating it, but they're just hopeful they can get some more information on it. So that is just an overview of some of the high level bugs that I know people are commenting, and there's still more recent bugs. The one with the Sims skins going black from the use of the custom paint tattoos or the pets for similar thing, that isn't new, except for that it's just more prevalent since the updates. So that's why I didn't realize about it in my previous video, because they weren't showing in like new. But they've become more common, and I had a few people comment on that. So the pregnant Sims, hopefully they can get the information so they can figure out how to get that working for everybody. And yay for some fixes for the drag and drop and the missing hoverboard coming Thursday. Let me know if you have experienced any of these issues, if you're happy to see some fixes coming so quickly. I'd love to know in a comment down below. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!